Navigating the GLP-1 Craze, Strategies for Food Brands. The GLP-1 revolution is upon us, and it's poised to reshape the food and beverage landscape. Imagine a world where appetite-suppressing drugs become as common as daily vitamins. How would your favorite snack brands adapt? Let's dive into how food companies can navigate this transformative shift. GLP-1 drugs such as Ozempic and Wegovy are changing more than just waistlines. They're altering how people experience food. Users report that their sense of taste is dulled, making once pleasurable treats seem bland or metallic. This shift is more than just a fleeting sensation. Research indicates that GLP-1 might alter how the brain and tongue process flavors, potentially reducing cravings for sugary and fatty foods. Market trends are already showing signs of this shift. In the US, where 12% of adults have tried GLP-1 drugs and 6% are currently using them, we're seeing subtle changes in meal frequency and portion sizes. Initially, spending on food and beverages drops, particularly in categories like frozen or refrigerated goods. However, within a year, spending rebounds, but with a twist. Consumers favor produce, tea, nuts, and fiber-rich foods. Certain categories are set to take a hit sooner rather than later. Snacks, confectionery, and soft drinks are at the forefront, given their reliance on frequent consumption and impulse buying. These categories are often high in sugar and fat, aligning with the idea that GLP-1 drugs curb cravings for such items. Other early warning signs include declines in refrigerated salad dressings, dried meat snacks, and alcohol. But here's where it gets interesting. GLP-1 users are increasing their purchases of gum, mints, tea, and fiber-rich foods, often to manage side effects like dry mouth or stomach discomfort. Does this mean the end for indulgent snacking? Not necessarily. In fact, it's an opportunity for brands to rethink their offerings. Premium, portion-controlled, or functional products could thrive, even as overall sales volumes soften. Consider Nestlé's Vital Pursuit, a line of high-protein ready meals, and Abbott's Protality nutrition shakes designed to support muscle mass during weight loss. These examples illustrate how brands can adapt by focusing on quality and functionality. The key takeaway is speed. For brands heavily reliant on high-frequency consumption or large pack sizes, the shift could be challenging. But by innovating with format, function, and emotional resonance, these companies can still find success. It's not just about losing weight. It's about achieving balance, control, and satisfaction. Brands need to pivot their messaging from abundance to intentionality. Instead of just offering less, they should focus on being more rewarding, satisfying, and mindful. Telling a story around balance, enjoyment, and self-care will resonate more deeply with consumers. In Europe, brands can learn from the US, where the GLP-1 trend is more established. Here, consumers view their GLP-1 journey as a lifestyle shift, with top goals including weight loss, improved well-being, and chronic condition management. Ignoring the GLP-1 trend is not an option. By 2034, GLP-1 users could account for nearly 13% of food and beverage unit sales in the US. This isn't just a healthcare shift. It's a lifestyle shift with profound implications for how and why people eat. The brands that succeed will be those that meet shrinking appetites with innovative solutions. Want to learn more about GLP-1 innovation? Join Future Food Tech London on September 24 to 25th, 2025, where you'll find out how innovation and ingredients are shaping the future of weight management. And the best part? It's not just about GLP-1s. It's about exploring the next big thing in food tech. GLP-1 drugs shrink appetites and package sizes. What it means for your grocery cart. Could GLP-1 drugs drive a reduction in package sizes? The Big Chalk Analytics survey of 4,511 U.S. shoppers in spring of 2025 revealed that 11.2% of adults are already using GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, and 8.3% are considering them within the next year. Shutterstock. The rising popularity of GLP-1 medications such as Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro is reshaping how people eat, creating a new wave of shoppers for CPG companies. This shift could challenge the bigger is better mindset that's dominated packaged goods for decades. While cane-size packaging may never fully vanish, grocers can expect a stronger focus on high-protein foods in smaller sizes. This insight comes from Rick Miller, a partner at Big Chalk Analytics, who noted that GLP-1 trends are already influencing new product launches and are only beginning to take off. Food manufacturers and their retail partners will eventually realize profit opportunities in smaller pack sizes, Miller said during an interview with Supermarket News. The impact of GLP-1s on grocery volumes is significant. The report estimates a 16% to 39% reduction in caloric intake, which could translate to a 1.2% to 2.9% drop in overall food sales. Snacks and sweets are likely to suffer the most. These projections were echoed in a December survey by Numerator, which found that users aiming to lose more than 15 pounds cut their grocery spending by 7.7%, while those targeting a 15-pound loss saw an 11% drop. Big Chalk's report highlights that GLP-1 users are increasingly prioritizing healthier choices, even if they're not yet using the medication. Anecdotal evidence suggests that discretionary items like snacks and candy are under threat, though the data isn't conclusive. People we spoke to said their desire to eat junk food has decreased more than their general eating habits, Miller explained. This trend is particularly evident in categories like toaster pastries, which saw 11.4% of shoppers currently purchasing the product but considering GLP-1s. Protein bars followed with 11%, snack/granola bars at 10.5%, and coffee at 10.2%. Even soft drinks, the smallest category, saw 29.1% of GLP-1 users opting for smaller packs. The GLP-1 driven shift is already altering store shelves. Companies like Nestle and Conagra have launched GLP-1 friendly products, including the On-Track badge on select healthy choice items, which highlight high protein, low calorie options. Conagra's On-Track badge emphasizes fiber and protein, while Nestle's Vital Pursuit line of frozen dinners targets GLP-1 users as a companion to their medication. We see an opportunity to serve those consumers, said Nestle North America CEO Steve Presley in May. Reduced cravings are driving a reevaluation of packaging. Big Chalk's analysis shows GLP-1 users are trading down to smaller package sizes across all 8 categories. Coffee was the largest category, with 39.6% of users choosing smaller packs, while soft drinks were the smallest at 29.1%. Not all downsizing is due to GLP-1 use, Big Chalk noted, adding that financial factors may also play a role. But the behavior is stark enough it warrants presentation. Miller believes this trend will push manufacturers to reduce package sizes, reversing the long-standing preference for larger packs. Consumers are demanding it, he said, noting that this shift could lead to a diversification of product offerings, with a stronger emphasis on smaller sizes. You'll still see 30 packs of Coke, but you'll place more emphasis on the smaller sizes because demand is higher, he explained. This reallocation of assortment is not just a marketing strategy. It's a response to evolving consumer needs. As GLP-1 drugs continue to gain traction, the grocery industry is adapting, balancing innovation with practicality. Whether this leads to the elimination of larger packs or a strategic shift towards smaller sizes remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. The future of packaged goods is evolving faster than ever. How Ozempic is changing restaurant menus, the rise of small bites for weight loss diners. A dining revolution. How Ozempic and GLP-1 drugs are reshaping restaurant menus. In a bold move that's turning heads, restaurants across America are adapting to cater to the growing number of individuals using GLP-1 weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound. These medications have been nothing short of transformative for many, curbing appetite and making portion control a breeze. But what does this mean for the dining industry? Let's dive into how eateries are innovating to meet the needs of their GLP-1 taking clientele. The GLP-1 effect, a game changer for weight loss. GLP-1 drugs work their magic by mimicking hormones that signal fullness, significantly reducing cravings and the desire to overeat. This has been a boon for millions of Americans battling obesity, with approximately 2% of adults now using these medications, according to a 2025 Fair Health report. However, this shift in eating habits is causing ripples in the restaurant world, as diners' appetites shrink and their dining preferences evolve. Meet the miniature menus. To accommodate the changing dietary landscape, restaurants are introducing mini meals designed for those on GLP-1 therapy. Clinton Hall, a popular burger joint in New York City, has taken notice of this trend, offering a petite meal consisting of a small burger, a handful of fries, and a mini beer for just $8, a fraction of the cost of their statement fare. According to Greg McCain, the marketing director, this initiative is directly aimed at GLP-1 users whose numbers have surged over the past year and a half. Fine dining gets petite. Even upscale establishments are getting in on the action. At Tucci, a chic Italian restaurant in Manhattan, guests can now order gourmet meatballs in portions of 3 or just 1 if desired. Owner Max Tucci refers to this as his Ozempic menu, acknowledging the growing demand for smaller servings. Another benefit of downsizing dishes, reducing food waste, as studies show that up to 40% of restaurant food goes uneaten, as reported on by Recycle Track Systems in 2025. Catering to the youthful appetite. Younger generations, particularly those aged 25 to 35, are gravitating towards smaller, more frequent meals instead of traditional 3-course dinners. Restaurants are responding by expanding their small bite offerings, ensuring that there's something for everyone. In fact, the restaurants visited by NBC's Emily Ikeda all expressed plans to further develop their miniature menus in the near future. A shift in dining habits. As GLP-1 drugs continue to gain popularity, they're reshaping not just individual eating patterns, but dining out habits as a whole. A study by the Food Away from Home Association, published in June 2025, revealed that patients on GLP-1 therapy are committed to consuming smaller portions of less indulgent foods when dining out. This trend is prompting restaurants to rethink their menus, embracing smaller, more thoughtful dishes that cater to a new wave of health-conscious diners. So, what do you think about this dining revolution? Is it a positive step toward healthier eating habits, or does it take the fun out of dining out? Share your thoughts in the comments below.